Welcome back to another installment of my classic dungeon quest guide series for the Alliance. You'll want to grab a pen and paper for this one, because we've got a lot to go over. So let's dive right in and get all the quests available for the ancient Titan vault known as Uldaman. Uldaman is one of the more memorable dungeons you will run while leveling in classic WoW. It's perhaps the first dungeon you will run where you feel like you're an active participant with the events happening inside. Located in the northern Badlands, Uldaman is a 5-man dungeon appropriate for levels 40 through 49, and will take approximately 2 hours to complete. Once you reach level 40, all quests will become available to you. There are over 24 quests and pre-quests associated with this dungeon, so I will break them down by those categories. In the video description, I've provided timestamps so that you can quickly jump to the piece of information you're looking for. Now with all that said, let's get started. Only one class quest exists, and it is for the Mage called Power in Uldaman. When you reach level 35, Tabitha, who is located in the middle of Dustwallow Marsh, will offer you the quest. To complete it, you will need to kill the Obsidian Sentinel located at the back entrance and collect its Obsidian power source. If you're interested only in killing the Obsidian Sentinel without running the entire dungeon, you can find the back door inside a cave located here in the Badlands. When collecting pre-quest, I like to start from the furthest point and work my way in. To begin, you will want to first travel to Mirage Raceway in the Shimmering Flats, and speak with a gnome named Fizzle Brassbolts who offers you the quest Martek the Exiled. Fizzle wants you to take a letter to Martek, who is located in the Badlands, marked here on this map. When you turn in the quest, Martek will give you the follow-up quest called Indurium, which is what you will need for the dungeon. To unlock Agmond's Fate questline, you will need to first go to the Hall of Explorers and speak with Prospector Stormpike, who offers the quest Ironband Wants You. Ironband is located in Lochmadon at his excavation site, and he wants you to find Prospector Agmond to complete the quest Find Agmond. Prospector Agmond's corpse can be found in the southern portion of the Badlands marked here. When you click on the corpse, you will get these 3 items and get the next quest called Murderlock, which requires you to not only kill a Trog named Murderlock, but also 12 other Stone Vault Bonesnapper Trogs. Once this is done, you can head back to the Prospector Ironband to get the quest for Uldaman called Agmond's Fate, and it will reward you with these uncommon leather gloves once complete. Before you can get the Uldaman Reagent Run, you must first complete the Badlands Reagent Run. To get it, just head to Thelsamar in Lochmadon and speak with Gak Heeltouch, who offers you the quest. You are tasked to gather 5 Buzzard Gizzards, 10 Crag Coyote Fangs, and 5 Rock Elemental Shards. Each of those mobs can be found in abundance at these locations. Once complete, just go back to Gak Heeltouch and pick up the Uldaman Reagent Run, which will reward you with 5 restorative potions when completed. In order to get the quest back to Uldaman, you must first find the Shattered Necklace that will drop off of the elite Shadowforged Dwarves located outside the instance. It has a fairly good drop rate, so it shouldn't take too long to find it. Once you do, just click on it to start the quest, the Shattered Necklace, and you will want to take it to Talvash Del Kissel, who is located in the Mystic Ward in Ironforge. Before you go to him, you will want to grab yourself 5 silver bars to complete the quest he will give you called Lore for a Price. When you give him the silver bars, he will give you the quest you need for the instance called Back to Uldaman. The final pre-quest you need to take care of is a much longer chain, and you'll want to gather a group for many of its requirements. To begin, go to the southern end of Hammertoe's dig site, and look for a crumpled map lying on the ground under a table and tent. The map will begin the quest A Sign of Hope, and you need to find Prospector Rydal, who is located just south of you, marked here in the Badlands. When you hand him the map, Rydal tells you to find Hammertoe Grez, who is inside the tunnels of Uldaman. Now before we go inside, here's the part where I sacrifice myself so that you can clearly see which way you need to go when you enter the tunnels of Uldaman. To find Hammertoe Grez, you will want to follow the tunnel until it opens up, and take the path directly ahead that leads below. When you enter that tunnel, Hammertoe will be located in a nook just a short way down on your right. Speak with Hammertoe, who will give you the quest Amulet of Secrets. This amulet is unfortunately in the hands of a dark iron dwarf named Magrgon Deepshadow. It can be a little confusing, so let me go back to my dead self and show you the path you must clear to find him. Follow the path you're on, and when you come to a fork, you will go left. You will then come upon another fork of which you will go left again, and then have the option to continue or turn right. Magrgon is located to the right, and here you will want to be careful with how you pull. It is possible to pull only Magrgon, so a little patience for the mobs to get in the right spot will make this go much easier. Kill Magrgon, and take the amulet back to Hammertoe. Hammertoe will now give you the quest Prospect of Faith, and you are to head back to Prospector Rydal. Rydal will then ask you to take Hammertoe's amulet to Historian Karnak in Ironforge. A quick back and forth with Advisor Belgrim, and you come back to Karnak, who gives you the quest An Ambassador of Evil, which will reward you with the Dwarf Captain's Sword. You will now head back to the Badlands to a place called Angor Fortress. Kill your way inside and defeat the level 42 Elite Fire Elemental, Ambassador Infernus, to collect his bracers. Once complete, head back to Advisor Belgrim in Ironforge, and you will finally unlock the quest you need called the Lost Tablets of Will, and it will reward you with the Medal of Courage neckpiece when complete. Now that we've got all the quests from the completed pre-quest in our log, it's time to talk about how you acquire all of the other quests you need. When you turned in Martek the Exiled to get the quest Indurium, you could just look to your left and find Wrigglefuzz, who will offer you the quest Power Stones. Wrigglefuzz wants you to collect 8 Dentrium Power Stones and 8 Analium Power Stones, and he will reward you with either a green quality shield, mail bracers, or cloth boots. At the far southern part of the zone, you will find a dwarf by the name of Theldurin the Lost, who will give you the quest Solution to Doom. Theldurin wants you to find the Tablet of Ryuna, which is located in an ancient chest somewhere in Uldaman, and in return, he will reward you with the uncommon quality Doomsayer's Robe. In the Hall of Explorers in Ironforge, Prospector Stormpike will offer you the quest The Lost Dwarves, and you are asked to find Balog in Uldaman. This is the start of a chain of quests that will be detailed later in the video. To the left of Prospector Stormpike, you will find Crom Stoutarm. Crom will offer you the quest Reclaim Treasures, and you are asked to go to the North Common Hall and bring him a chest that has his name on it. This is the final quest that you need, so to make sure you got all of them, your quest log should look like this. Many of the quests you have are completed before you even go inside the instance, so I will talk about completing those quests first. For the quest Indurium, all you need to do is kill the Stonewalled Trogs. They can be found in the North Common Hall, but some are also found in Agmond's End that are not elite mobs. If you got this quest before you found Agmond, it is highly likely that you will have already completed this quest before going into Uldaman. To find all of the power stones you need, you will need to kill the Shadowforged Dwarves, found outside and throughout the tunnels before the instance portal. They drop quite frequently, so gathering enough will take almost no time at all. Before Agmond died, he mentioned gathering ancient urns at the Uldaman dig site. You need to collect 4 of them, and they are scattered about the tunnels before the instance portal. You will generally find them tucked away in corners or behind tents, and will respawn within about 2 minutes of being looted. Located in the same room you fought and killed Magrgon Deepshadow is the ancient chest you need to find the Tablet of Ryuna for Theldurin the Lost. It's hard to miss considering it's the biggest thing in the room and in the center of a pit. To complete the Uldaman Reagent Run, you need to collect 12 magenta fungus caps, and just like the ancient urns, they are scattered all over the tunnels. They're nearly the same color as the stone walls, so they can be difficult to find. More can be found inside the early part of the instance if you don't have a group that is willing to wait for you to pick them all. The final quest you can complete before entering the instance is Reclaim Treasures. and you need to find Crom Stoutarm's chest, which is located here in the North Common Hall. When you loot the chest, it will not respawn for approximately 2 minutes, so some patience will be required if others need it. Now that the outside quests are done, you and your group are ready to enter the Uldaman instance portal. Normally, I would show you the exact order in which you will complete the quest, but for this instance, there are so many things you've got to do that they tend to overlap, and that can create confusion. So for the sake of simplicity, I will show you how to and where you need to go to complete each series of quests. When you enter the instance, you can take any path you like, but I find this to be the most efficient path because it will reduce the need to backtrack, as you will see in a moment. The room you are headed to is called Dig 2, and there you will find Baylog to complete the quest, The Lost Dwarves. This directly leads to your next quest, The Hidden Chamber, and you will be rewarded with either a green two-handed axe or a green offhand item once complete. Before you leave, make sure someone in your group picks up the Nykiv medallion off the table sitting next to you. The other item you need is the Shaft of Soul, and that is being held by a Trogg named Ravalosh. If you took the path I advised, you will have already run into him, and someone should already be carrying the Shaft of Soul. Once you have both items, give them to the one person in your party to form the Staff of Prehistoria, and place it in the map room. This will trigger an event which opens the large double doors at the far end of the chamber, and when they open, you will be greeted by the room's protector, Ironaya. This is a tank and spank encounter, so when you kill her, make sure you run into the now open room to explore and complete the quest. This ends the Hidden Chamber quest series. The next quest line to complete is that of the Shattered Necklace, and at this point you should be on the part called Back to Uldaman, where you are looking for the remains of a fallen paladin. Those remains can be found here in the Hall of Keepers. The next part of the series is called Find the Gems, and you now need to find a topaz, a ruby, and a sapphire. The topaz can be found in Dig 2, and this is why I had you take the path I did earlier, so that you don't have to go back to the paladin remains. Just clear out Dig 2 and you will find a conspicuous urn. Click on the urn to loot the first gem you need to reform the necklace. To find the ruby, you need to get all the way to a room called Dig 3. Look for a stone chest called the Shadowforge Cache, and inside you will find the Shattered Necklace ruby. The third and final gem is held by a stone vault chieftain named Grimlock. He can be a tricky pull, so use crowd control wisely, and he should be overcome fairly easily. Loot the sapphire, and you should now have all 3 gems for the necklace. Now is the time you want to use your scrying bowl to speak with Talvash and continue this quest series without having to physically go back to Ironforge. The quest given is called Restoring the Necklace, and you need to obtain a power source from the most powerful construct in Uldaman. That construct is the final boss, Arcadus, who is a level 47 elite and a boss encounter that is not meant to be taken lightly. With the power source in your possession, you're ready to go back to Talvash and be rewarded the rare quality Talvash's Enhancing Necklace. For the quest The Lost Tablets of Will, we have already been in the room that contains them when we were searching for the necklace gems. In Dig 3, where you looted the necklace ruby, you can find the Tablets of Will. Even though they're big, you can easily pass right by them, so don't be like me and leave the room without picking them up first. After you defeat Arcadus, a treasure vault will open up, and at the back of the vault are large platinum discs. Click on them to begin the quest, The Platinum Disc, and you will need to speak with the Stone Watcher to your immediate left. The Stone Watcher will catch you up on some worldly lore, and when done, just go back to the disc and turn in the quest. You're not done yet though, so click on the disc one more time to get the second part of the Platinum Disc. To complete it, just go back to Ironforge and speak with Norgannon, and you will be rewarded with 2 stacks of healing and mana potions and a 14-slot bag. Now that all the quests have been shown to their completion, I want to take a moment to show you the best order I have found to complete them all with a minimum of travel time. Thank you very much for watching this video guide presentation of Uldaman for the Alliance. If you found it helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to be notified of new content I create for Classic WoW. If you have any questions or suggestions, please feel free to comment below. To see more of the content that I have produced, just click on any of these links here. Now, if Uldaman felt familiar, it's because it took a lot of influence from the 1981 Steven Spielberg movie, Raiders of the Lost Ark, most notably the map room that showed Indiana Jones the location of the Well of Souls.